Time now for our live Q&A. Use hashtag Cowboys like Anthony is. Makes it a lot easier for producer Alicia to find your questions, get them up on the show. All right, if we lose the Lions and Jeff Driscoll, will somebody get fired? He says hashtag fire JG. If they lose to the Lions, folks, the meltdown is on, and it will be just complete disaster. Everyone wants him to go. The answer is, y'all ain't ready for that answer. How about that? You guys don't want to know the truth because you can't handle the truth quite yet. From watching the way Zeke has been playing, also with the circus he created in the offseason, we're thinking about trading him and picking up C.J. Anderson. Boy, we're coming out firing today on the Q&A. So I will begin with C.J. Anderson. He's actually not very good. I know he balled out in that one game against the Cowboys, but there's a reason that C.J. Anderson bounced around so many teams and is still unsigned. You just draft somebody. As for trading away Zeke, I'm sure we'll get more of these if he continues to not play all that well, or as well as we think he should be playing. You can't. You just paid him. The amount of dead money you eat makes it wildly unfathomable. If you trade him before his roster or option bonus kicks in, which you would need to do to make any savings, you still lose like $6 million on top of what you're paying him. So the dead money, it makes it impractical. So you're stuck there. Troy Daniels, with the X-Man now the next man up on the offensive line, what does the O-line depth looks like as it stands? So you're asking about Xavier Su'a-Filo being a starter. Here's your offensive line depth chart as things stand right now. Su'a-Filo is your starter. La'el Collins, more on him, coming up in a little bit here. Looney, Adam Redmond. Looney becomes your swing interior offensive lineman. If Frederick gets banged up, if Martin gets banged up, Su'a-Filo gets banged up, Looney steps in. And with Williams out, I wonder if you're going to see Adam Redmond active and maybe even potentially playing on special teams. Probably not, but that is an option there for the Cowboys. That's your current offensive line depth chart before the game against the Lions, which you can bet on BetDSI. Head over to chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Cowboys120 for a 120% deposit bonus. You put down $50, they're going to give you $60 for free. It's chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Cowboys120. Get some extra bonus money there for the Cowboys and betting on it. All right, Winston Shan wants to know about signing Nelson Aguilar. We all have Eagle fan friends, or know an Eagle fan, right? Surely we do, because we engage with them all the time, or rather, they engage with us because they live rent-free. Ask an Eagle fan about Nelson Aguilar. They will tell you they hate him because he can't catch, he's fast, that's about it. I don't have much interest there in Aguilar, plain and simple. All right, Zeno saying, if the Cowboys don't make the playoffs this year, does that mean that sticking with Dak Prescott over Tony Romo was the wrong move? I did prefer Romo. You super chatted, so I'm going to be nice here. No, it doesn't mean that because Romo's body failed him, guys. Romo was not going to be able to continue to play. That was the biggest problem there. And frankly, Dak Prescott has been pretty damn good. I mean, we watched the Vikings game, right? Show me how it was Dak Prescott's fault they lost that game. There are other problems with this team, way more impactful than your quarterback. They made the right call to roll with Dak Prescott. Frankly, it's the team's fault and the front office and the coaching, and mostly the front office and coaching, that they haven't capitalized on what has been the most valuable contract in NFL history. The Cowboys have blown that opportunity so far. All right, why for Steve? Did the Cowboys have any interest in claiming Vernon Hargreaves before the Texans got him? I don't. The Texans had a lower priority, than the Cowboys. So the Cowboys passed on claiming him. Now, would they have had interest if he made it through waivers? Maybe, but probably not. The biggest issue for Hargreaves is that next year, remember the Bucs did pick up his fifth-year option. So if he gets hurt, the Texans are on the hook for almost $10 million. That's a significant amount of money for a cornerback who got cut by maybe the worst secondary in the NFL. That's a big problem there. All right, Answer has question. Funny. Do you agree that Cheeto is bad? He does not turn his head around. He plays the player only instead of playing the player and the quarterback. You are correct in that Awuzie doesn't get his head around. But I don't agree that he's bad. A bad corner isn't in position to have to get his head around. A bad corner gets destroyed and is burnt to a crisp and just gets roasted over and over and doesn't have any chance to make a play on the ball. Awuzie's in good position. He just doesn't finish. Overall, I'd say Awuzie's been average, maybe a bit below average relative to most NFL cornerbacks. He played like a number 2 corner last year. He's kind of playing more like a number 3 corner this year. That's been a problem. It doesn't help, by the way, that when your number one corner, Byron Jones, doesn't give up many receptions, but no one's making plays on the ball. And Awuzie, if he could get his head around, we'd feel a lot better about him. If a couple of those catches end up getting flipped around into a pass pickup or better yet, an interception, he's close, he's just not finishing, and that's the most important thing. If you don't finish, that's really the point. All right, guys, everyone watching on YouTube right now, I appreciate you. Thank you for watching the Cowboys Report, the most watched Cowboys show on YouTube, and I'm not forgetting you guys on Facebook either. The goal here is 50K subscribers, or the bosses here might make me do some Raiders stuff, and the Raiders are apparently good at football now, or at least somewhat good at football, but I don't do that. That's lame. They're catching up to us. So are the Niners, by the way, which is really awkward here. So let's get to 50K, grow the channel, make the most popular Cowboys channel out there. The link there is below if you need it. You really shouldn't. You're watching on YouTube, so just subscribe. YouTube.com/Dallas Cowboys Report for those of you watching on Facebook. Back to Zeno saying again here, Super Chat, what is your confidence level in Brent Maher? I appreciate the either accidental typo or the power play to misspell the kicker's name. Respect. I am going to go with a 7 because that's about the accuracy that Brett Maher has. He's about a 7. He'll make 7 out of 10 kicks, 70%. Goes well. Cool. I awkwardly feel better with him with 50-plus and 55-plus yard kicks, not so much last 2 times, than I do like in the 40-yard range. I see a 6 from Winston. It's fine with me, too. I think that somewhere in that 6-7 range is about right. Let me know what you guys think, though, in the comments. Leroy Pearson Jr., what are the chances of signing Byron Jones ahead of Dak and Amari? I don't think that great. Certainly a chance. I didn't really see the Leo Collins contract coming. I don't think anyone did there. The problem is you have to prioritize Dak and Amari because you have 1, maybe 2 franchise or transition tags with the CBA expiring after this upcoming year. I think Byron is fully aware he's going to get paid on the open market. He's going to wait. I think of all the guys, Byron is the most likely to hit the open market in free agency. Broke off, is it finally over for Heath as a starter in Dallas? I don't think so. Darian Thompson has played pretty darn well with Jeff Heath out, but this is the Jason Garrett-led Dallas Cowboys. They go with what they know, even if what they know maybe isn't the best option. I'm thinking about running the ball late in the game and on 3rd and 2 when you can't run the football. Not using Blake Jarwin. Sticking with Anthony Brown over Jordan Lewis well beyond what they should have, and always starting Jeff Heath. So I don't think it's over. I think he gets a start down the stretch at somewhere because unless Darian Thompson absolutely balls out against the Lions beyond just playing well or good, I think the Cowboys will end up going back to Jeff Heath in the end. As many of you know, custom fitted jacket is the deal. If you follow Kashiyama Taylors on Instagram, or at least a chance to win one. I have altered the deal. All right, Kashiyama Taylors letting me take control here. It is now not just a sports coat. It is an entire custom fitted suit. We will give that away live on Sunday. That is after the Cowboys-Lions game. Will be live. I have altered the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further. Go follow them on Instagram at Kashiyama Taylors. And if we get Kashiyama Taylors to 3,300 followers, we'll give away $25 on Venmo to one of you guys during today's show. If you've already followed them, because we mentioned it earlier, let me pull them up, and I'll give some shout-outs here. People who have followed Kashiyama Taylors. That includes Esteban, Pastor J.A. Hill, Gino, Daz77, Godwin, and RVB. So go follow them. The link is in the chat right now. Instagram at Kashiyama Tailors. Yourself entered to win a free custom-fitted suit. Jimmy Rogers. Tom, do you think Jerry will give a contract to Dak and Cooper this year? If this year also includes before free agency, I'm going to go with yes. If it's by the end of, the calendar year, I'm going to go with no. Speaking of going with no, Miguel, what are the chances of signing, you mean drafting Chase Young from Ohio State, if Quinn doesn't get re-signed? By the way, resigned. You got to have the little dash there. Nothing. There's no way. Let's say best case scenario here for the Dallas Cowboys is that they're picking 16th in terms of draft order. They collapse down the stretch. They actually tank in week 17 like they're supposed to do. They approach it that way. That still would require them to get to at least pick number 3, if not pick number 2. The cost of that, it's just not doable. So it would be awesome, but unless there's a major injury for Chase Young, doubtful. I'm talking potentially Jalen Smith type injury, or if there's something really bad off the field, we don't know which point to even want him, just not going to happen. All right, V Killets for the win. Why has the defense regressed so much? Oh, you missed Tyrone Crawford, I think, for starters, in all reality, and doing the dirty work. He does the dirty work for you. It hasn't really paid off that well. Your 3 technique, Malik Collins, continues to struggle. Frankly, there are just some baffling decisions that this coaching staff makes on defense. For starters, just specifically on the defensive line, do you guys realize there was a goal line play in which Malik Collins was your 1 technique and Kerry Hyder was your 3 technique? What are you doing? They're inside the 10, and you've got Kerry Hyder in there at defensive tackle. That's what you do on passing downs. This team fundamentally doesn't value run cloggers, and it shows the way they play. They're asking their linebackers to shed blocks, and if they don't do that or if they get washed out, they're cooked. So the linebackers have not been as good. Jalen Smith, LB have been a bit of a disappointment this year, very frustratingly so. And it's showing because your interior pass rush and run defense hasn't been that great. Michael Jacks, is Travis Frederick getting the job done? Frederick's getting the job done. The problem is, and I think there's been growth overall from the beginning to now, Frederick has not been the guy we saw before the Chidobe syndrome. I'm not saying he's a disaster, but Frederick's been about a league average starter, maybe a little bit above that. But you were banking on Frederick being the best center in the NFL. He hasn't really been that this year. We all want to make Connor Williams the boogeyman of the offensive line. You can go back and look when there are bad plays. Frederick's involved in quite a few of them because he's just a half step slow or just a half touch weak there. So he has not been bad. No one on the offensive line has been bad this year, but he hasn't quite been as good as what we've seen in the past. All right, Troy Daniels, with the remaining schedule, what do you think the Cowboys' record will logically be in the end, and will it be enough to win the division and the 4th seed? The reality is for the Cowboys, their only path to the playoffs is via the 4th seed. They're not going to make it on the wild card. They already have a head-to-head loss against the Vikings. Seattle's going to finish with a better record. They're just not going to happen. They have to pick the 4th seed. They have to win the NFC East because you blew it against the Jets, by the way. The Cowboys, it's going to come down to Week 16. You better beat the Lions because you're probably going to lose to the Patriots in all reality or somewhere along the way unless they pull off the Saints type of game there for Dallas. It's going to come down to Week 16. If you beat the Eagles in that game, you win the NFC East. If you lose it, you're in big, big trouble because the Eagles' schedule, it's even easier down the stretch than it is for the Dallas Cowboys. So that Week 16 matchup, that's going to be the absolutely critical one. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.